Welcome everyone to our session today, Scalable Data Protection for VMware Cloud Foundation. I'm Stacy Wynn, Director of Sales Enablement here at Veritas and your moderator for today's session. During this session, we want to make this as engaging and relevant to the situations you're encountering in your environment every day. So please ask your questions and engage with our presenters. We ask that you use the Q&A box, not chat, and our panel will work to get them answered during or even at the end of our session. Also, our product teams love to hear from each and every one of you on the ways you're leveraging certain platforms and capabilities in your world. So be on the lookout for a few polls towards the end of the session to give your feedback after the session. With that being said, I would like to now turn it over to Renee and Liji to break down how you can leverage NetBackup to protect VMware Cloud Foundation on public clouds or integrated third-party solutions. Renee, the show is yours.
Hey, thanks everyone. We're really excited to talk to you about what Veritas can do for you regarding scalable data protection for VMware Cloud Foundations. So there's some specific reasons why, as a customer, we know that you choose VMware Cloud Foundation. There's a lot of benefits that VMware provides for you to be able to take technology that you're already familiar with. Customers are already running VMware on their environment. The majority of your data center is on VMware. So to help enable you to get to that cloud journey, it's great that you can take tools that you already know and love and just take them into the cloud. And you can use any cloud of your choice. VMware supports AWS, Google Cloud, IBM Cloud, Azure, Oracle, VxRail. So you have that freedom of deployment options to go to whatever cloud vendor that you want to, using tools that you're already using in your environment that you know. And then you can get the cloud benefits of the scale and IT efficiency and not have to learn new tools. NetBackup provides you with the same thing, and we're happy to be able to support VMware in this Cloud Foundation journey. We have been a partner of VMware for over 18 years. We have over 128 million virtual machines under protection with Veritas NetBackup. We protect over 2,800 petabytes of storage for our customers. And we're really proud of the fact that we are very much in tune to innovating in the VMware space. As a result of that, we have over 195 patents for virtualization technologies to make sure that we're continuing to innovate and continuing to provide you with solutions that are going to help protect you in your VMware environment. That doesn't stop with VMware Cloud. So we have a very deep breadth of integration and technologies that we can use to support you in your VMware environment. You can use your platform of choice. So when you're using VMware Cloud Foundation, you know that NetBackup can protect you. You can use virtual appliances, you can use on-prem, you can use Tanzu, whatever you want to use, we've got you covered for the platform of your choice. For the same reason you use VMware Cloud Foundation for that platform of choice. We have the ability to be scalable, efficient, reliable backups. So no matter how large your environment is, no matter how far you're growing into the cloud, we know that Veritas NetBackup can protect you and scale and grow with you. We have the flexibility of restores and access. So it doesn't matter whether you're on-prem or in any one of those clouds, we can provide you with a level of recovery that you're going to need to protect you, whether we lost a single file or we need to do a full-scale DR of our environment. And we're going to do this all in a way that's going to be easy to use, using native tools if you want to use native tools, being able to report on that environment. You know we have you covered with that. So today we're going to talk about how we focus on simple cloud deployments so that you can easily get up and running and protecting your VMware Cloud Foundation environment, and a little bit about the flexible recoveries that we have. And we're actually going to show you a demo of that using a native tool. We have a variety of ways that you can get in and manage your environment. We're going to show you how to do that using vRealize. So for a simple cloud deployment, we have the ability for you to go out to Marketplace, grab a template from Marketplace. We have AWS, Azure, Google's coming really soon. You can grab that template, throw it on your vCloud environment, and you can be up and running in as little as 10 minutes. We configure the network for you. We configure all the firewall rules. We take all the complexity out of that for you so that you can really just focus on, I want to protect my cloud and I want to protect it quickly. And we can also allow you to save money because we can allow you to grow that environment, start small, and then size that environment and grow that larger as your environment grows. So you're not paying for a really large environment when maybe you're starting with a smaller amount of data to protect. So we can grow with you as you grow in that environment. And we also protect a variety, we allow you to use a variety of storage for a target for your environment. So if you want to have fast, very efficient recoveries, you can go to higher tier storage. But if you want to be able to tier that off to lower tier storage for cost efficiency, we support all the long-term storage like Glacier to be able to store your images. So we really want to make sure that we can save you money, make that efficient, allow you to use the platform of your choice there. With that, not only can we protect the environment in your cloud, like I said, we can protect it to a local high-end storage. You can go out to a more of an archived tier. You can even go to another cloud. So if you want that resiliency, if you want to store your first image, say in Amazon, and then you want to send a second image out to like Azure, we can do that too. You want to come back to your own on-prem environment, we can do that too. So really that flexibility to be able to protect you, store your images, however you want to store them to make sense for your environment. For flexible recoveries, we have a lot of options. So with our environment, we want to make sure that you can do a single backup, but be able to really be able to get the recovery that you need for whatever circumstance that you're in. We've been doing that on-prem for 18 years. Just because you're going to the cloud, again, the same reason you use VMware to go to the cloud, same reason why you want to use NetBackup. All the functionality, all those recovery options that you know today on-prem, we just extend those to the cloud. So it's just an extension for us of your data center. We don't see that as really needing to be different. We want to make sure that you can have that same level of recovery in a cloud environment. So we can provide you with a full virtual machine recovery. You can just get a few disks back. You can get a single file or folder back. You can restore that to the same location. You can restore that to an alternate location, an alternate cloud. If you're doing a VMware Cloud Foundation on-prem, you can get an instant access and immediately boot that machine up and be up and running within a matter of minutes. You can also download files to a local resource if you just want to grab a file and work with it on like your local laptop or your local system. We even have disaster recovery options. So if you want to take and point your storage to say a whole nother master server domain or a whole nother cloud and not have to do a massive import in order to be able to recover that in a DR scenario, we allow you to do that too, kind of our image sharing and being able to bring that up in another master domain, another cloud, be able to have some DR capabilities. So we really want to make sure one backup, you can do a number of different recoveries depending on what the needs are at that time or for your organization. So like I said, we have a lot of different recoveries. We use a lot of different native tools. You can use our web UI. You can use APIs. You can plug that into your native web tool that you have. We also use things like vRealize, and we have full integration into environments like vRealize. So we're going to show you now how to do one type of flexible recovery. If we want to do all the recoveries, we could be with you for hours showing you all the different recoveries that you have available to you. But we wanted to pick one. So we're going to do a flexible recovery, and we want to show it to you using native tools. We have a lot of our VM admins say, we like using our native tools. We're in these all day long. We don't want to learn something else. You don't have to with NetBackup. So Leeji is going to show you how to do one of our recoveries using a native tools using vRealize. So Leeji, take it away and let's show them what we can do.
Thank you, Renee. So our customers basically have a VMware vRealize tools available at their disposal to do flexible recoveries without ever trying to even open up the NetBackup user interface. So if we look at the flexible recovery options, it's powered by the strength of the APIs that we have developed into NetBackup. And these APIs allow us to build custom protection workflows, whether it's backups or recovery using their native tools. So I want to take a quick tour through performing a single file restore using the vRealize plugin that we have created. So let's take a look at it. I have a few screenshots for us to go through. So this is the VMware vRealize orchestrator screen. So I basically deployed the NetBackup plugin for vRealize into this environment. And in here, this allows us a number of workflows that are available. So in these workflows, there's like going across the screen, you have workflows that allow you to perform a backup right away. You can perform a protection workflow, which basically goes and discovers certain assets and adds them to be protected in a normal protection cycle. You can unprotect some virtual machines that you have done. You can perform full VM restores as well as individual file restores. For example, right now, I would like to go and cover an individual single file restore using the vRealize plugin. So let's take a look at that. So over here, I've opened up vRealize Orchestrator, and under Workflows, navigate down to NetBackup. You have a different workflows, the ones that you see in red, for each release that we have. So underneath these, I'm going to go and select the single file restore workflow. So when you click on that workflow or right click and run it, this is the first dialog box that you're presented with. This allows you to go ahead, click and select the VM that you wish to recover from. So we're going to go ahead and click on that first dialog drop-down box. It looks like a little magnifying glass. From here, we're going to go and navigate down the data center, go into the actual vCenter host, and go ahead and choose the specific VM from where we want to recover files. When you select that, it'll go and communicate with a NetBackup server. Once it does that, it goes and pulls up the different available recovery points that we can choose from. These recovery points are different points in time where the NetBackup server has already captured a backup at some point in time. So we're going to go and pick one that we want to recover and choose that. From there, we have some questions. We want to search for a specific file, or we can also search for folders. So I put in there the name of the folder and also the file. In this case, the file name is Anaconda. You'll notice that the search radio button right now is on no. When I click on the yes button, it performs a search and locates the file within the backup set. So here, now we have selected a particular file that we want to recover, and we're going to go to the next step. So those are our recovery targets. So where do you want to recover this to? Do you want to recover it back to the original machine, as Renee was mentioning, or you want to go back and put it someplace else? So this is where we would make that choice. We're just going to put it back on the original machine for right now. For a target machine, we need to know what credentials to use that allow us to go and perform the restore. So let's put that in here. And next, we have some options. So since we're recovering a file, we want to know, like, hey, do you want to overwrite the file? Or perhaps do you want to go ahead and append a certain string, like, hey, restore it at today's date? Once you make those choices, we can go ahead and perform the next step, which is some advanced recovery options. These recovery options here allow you to go and select a temporary data store on that particular ESX, so vSAN data store. This allows us to find, okay, which is where we're going to use as our working data store to allow our agentless technology to deliver that files to that particular VM. Once those are done, we have a final confirmation, yes or no. And then let's go click yes. This is a quick screen that you see at the end of the restore. So what you see pictorially is the workflow that has been executed in the cover, behind the covers, and the file that gets restored. So if you look on the highlighted item, you see a green checkbox that signifies that the restore got completed. And that's how easy it is to perform a single file restore. Notice that you did not even know that NetBackup was there. You did not even need to leave your familiar VMware console to go and navigate NetBackup, or even make a call to the backup administrator that says, like, hey, I need this file recovered. And of course, there'll be a back and forth question, which server, which file, what date? Well, you had complete flexibility to do all that within your native tool of choice. So VMware realized that those are some native tools, the powerful tools that are available to our VMware administrators that can actually perform data protection workflows right from their tool of choice. So VMware vRealize Orchestrator, in this particular interface, we've got a variety of workflows that have been available to our customers using a plugin that we deploy. So in this case, there are some plugins that allow workflows like perform a backup right now, or identify a selection of VMs and add them to a protection plan. We can unprotect them, perform a full VM restore, or even perform a single file restore. So in this case, now today I'm going to go and show you a couple of things. One, we're going to go and perform a backup right through your VMware tool of choice and perform another single file restore as well. So let's dive into performing a single backup. So for the backup, we're going to go and choose the first one. It's called Backup VMware VM Now. When you run this workflow, you can go ahead and we need to identify the VM. So you click in this little first bin, it'll launch a UI that allows you to go and navigate your vSphere environment, go down to your data center and select a VM. So in this case, we're going to go and select this guest VM I've got prepared. I know some files on there, so we're going to use that later for performing a single file recovery. Now that we've selected the VM, we're going to go ahead and it's going to ask us like, hey, where do you want to protect this? Well, there may be a multitude of protection plans that the NetBackup or the backup administrator has provisioned for you on this system. We're going to go and choose one. They've already got role-based access control, allowing you to do these workflows in the back end. So now that we select a backup, a protection plan, that's it. We're done. We go ahead and the next button actually goes and launches a backup right away. This will spin out there for a few minutes, and then once it's done, you'll see the status will go to complete. That's how easy it is to perform a backup. You did not have to go and engage the NetBackup administrator or give them which VM or which data center. You have the power and the flexibility within your own VMware environment to go and kick off a backup. In a similar way, we're going to go and show you, well, that particular VM has a file that I want to go and recover. So we can go right into single file restores. NetBackup, VMware gives you all these different flexible deployment options, whether it's deploying it in the public cloud or a private cloud in your own infrastructure, and gives you the scale and IT efficiency. You don't have to retrain your staff. You already are familiar and comfortable with the tools that you use every day in this environment. And NetBackup goes right along with it. You don't even need to change anything. The same NetBackup that you can work on in your physical environment works in the cloud, in a public cloud. There are basically some restrictions some customers may encounter if they have a very customized deployment of VMware. But outside of those, if you can do it in VMware on-prem, most of those actions can be done in the cloud as well. So with this, I'd like to go ahead and remind you that the ultimate data protection solution, NetBackup, is available to you whether it's public cloud, private cloud, in your own data center. It's Veritas NetBackup. With this, we'll next go into our Q&A section. Thanks, everyone.
What a great session. Remember what I said in the beginning, we at Veritas love to hear your feedback. So let's take a look at a couple polling questions that are going to be on your screen right now. The first one we want to touch on is, which VMware Cloud Foundation deployment model are you using today? And select all the ones that specifically apply to your environment. And we have Renee and Liji here with us to add some commentary and some color to some of your choices from what you are choosing. Looks like.
All right, got some things coming in, Stacy.
So far right now we're split between, it looks like AWS and Azure.
We see those very popular solutions amongst our customers. So I'd be curious to see if this if this audience also matches what we're seeing from our customers historically. None. So maybe just exploring VMware Cloud Foundations today. So that's okay too. We can cover you if you're just starting to explore that and know that we offer all these options.
Oh. Looks like AWS, Azure, and then none are the three standouts in this particular one.
Yep. Great to know that we do have you supported. Those that are just looking, you know, any of these you want to choose. And if you want to reach out to us and talk more, we can definitely talk to you. Let's go to the next question, Stacy.
Yeah, so the next one is going to be, which VMware Cloud Foundation services are you utilizing today? So we have a few. Let's see. And so this is so none. We have Tanzu.
Tanzu, that's awesome. Yep. VMware's new integration into container services. So that'll be more conversations we can have with you to talk to you about all the work that we're doing, all the development and joint development we're doing with VMware around their Tanzu grid services. So be some great future conversations to have with you guys.
Yeah, I see some vSphere now, some network service.
Tanzu's picking up. I know that's a real high focus area for ourselves and VMware right now.
It's like a race. I like seeing the real-time results. I don't know about you. It's exciting.
I always want to put a little horse at the end of these, Stacy, so we can see, you know, first, second, third place. Win, place, show. Put some bets down.
I like that. I like that. Looks like Tanzu and none are the win place here on this one. Excellent. So let's move on to our next one. So the next question is going to be, which VMware Cloud Foundation edition are you using today in your environment?
Yeah, and different editions, Stacy, Leiji, provide different levels of integration with Cloud Foundation. So just trying to understand a little bit more around, you know, are you just kind of using VMware standard in a cloud environment, or are you looking for more of that management and, you know, deployment models, or, you know, what kind of different levels, how deep are you going into the integration? Some of these provide that Tanzu, so as customers are starting to adopt the container services, some of the deeper integration points on the additions provide that kind of level. So just trying to understand where you guys are going as customers and want to make sure that we're meeting your needs as you're getting through the, you know, from the starter point all the way to, hey, I'm an advanced user, and we're taking advantage of all of the Cloud Foundation tools that are available for us. So it looks like we're in a mix between standard and enterprise right now, which is kind of where we're seeing a lot of our customers kind of on that. You know, we're beyond the starter. We've kind of moved, you know, a little deeper. A few years ago, we were more in that starter mentality, but now we're moving into a deeper integration with Cloud Foundation as VMware adds more and more capabilities and functionalities there. And then as customers are moving towards a more advanced integration. So good to see that.
Yes,
excellent.
So as they go to standard, they also are benefiting from the Tanzu environment that's available to them. So that's good to see that kind of correlation too.
Absolutely, Leiji.
Nice. And we have one last poll. And so this is, you know, a real easy one. Do you plan to adopt VMware Tanzu in your environment within the next year? It's a yes, no, or maybe it's an unsure. You're not, you know, sure if you guys are going to actually adopt it. We have a lot of unsures. We have some yeses, some nos. Okay, so this one's kind of all over the board here.
Yeah. A new race going on. Yeah. So now we've moved over the halfway point.
To the unsure. Do you find that's common, Renee or Leiji, that customers are quite unsure on whether they're going to adopt it?
We're still seeing people picking their platforms and a little bit unsure, but we're seeing a strong trend towards starting to adopt. Containers in general is something that is has grown rapidly over the last year or two. We're seeing it, you know, our customers move that way. Obviously, VMware is moving that way. So yeah, we're hope that if you're unsure about that, you talk to us, reach out to your sales team. If you're unsure and you're still trying to figure this out and you want, if one of the roadblocks or detriments is around data protection or application reliability in the environment, we do have some solutions to talk to you about. So reach out to your sales team. And if that's the roadblock to you adopting this, let us talk to you about what we're doing in these spaces. So.
Excellent. Thank you everyone for participating in the polls. It really does help us understand how everyone is running their environments, what kind of platforms and applications you guys are utilizing every day. We have a few more minutes remaining, and it looks like we do have a question in the Q&A. Renee, did you want to address this particular question?
Sure. So we have a question from somebody asking about the recommendation for moving from file systems or bare metal backups to VMware backups and what we recommend. We really recommend that you just take advantage of our intelligent policies with our native VMware integration. VMware is great for physical systems, or as a way to get a bare metal backup and running, but it far is superseded by our VMware integration. So if you use our intelligent policies, we can connect to our vCenter and within just a few minutes, discover and start protecting any machine that you have out there very rapidly, very quickly. So it's a great way to just easily convert from an old file system method to a more native ingest method without even having to put clients or anything inside the guest. And that gives you the access to do things like instant access. So instead of bare metal, which could bring you back up and running in a few hours, with VMware and native integration with instant access, we can have that system up and running again for you within a minute or two. So significant improvement over the more legacy way of protecting VMware environments with file system and VMware to what we've been doing for a number of years, over a 10-year history with VMware of this native integration with snapshots, VADP, intelligent policies, instant access. So that's our recommendation for what you should be doing in your VMware environment today.
Nice. That was a comprehensive answer, Renee. Liji, I don't know if you have anything
I don't know if
to
there's anything I can add to it, but if there's one thing that I would like to underscore, it's basically the agentless technology. It makes the administrator's life so easy because they really don't have to worry about the individual endpoints or VMs that they have to manage. All they have to do is point it to the vCenter and you're done.
Excellent. Well, thank you both. So, as we have reached our time here today for this session, I'd like to thank all of you in attendance for spending time with us here today and answering our polls and being active in the Q&A. I'd also like to thank our speakers, Renee and Liji, for leading us in a discussion on leveraging NetBackup to protect VMware Cloud Foundation. Look, if you have further questions on this topic, please reach out to your Veritas representative to gain more insights and book appropriate meetings that you need. Otherwise, we hope that you enjoy the remainder of our Conquer Every Cloud event today. We'll talk to you again soon. Take care. Be safe out there. Thank you, everybody.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone.